Okay. Picture this. It's the end of the month. You check your bank account, and you're staring at a measly $47 left. You've got bills, subscriptions, rent. And somehow, you're supposed to save money. That was me. Every single month. I knew I should be saving, but somehow, $500 felt impossible. It felt like climbing Mount Everest. In flip-flops. During a rainstorm. And here's the thing, once I finally got that first $500 saved, the next $5,000. Way easier. And I'll explain why. My name is Jeff, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, savings, and why most people struggle to save even the tiniest amount. If you're someone who feels like no matter how hard you try, saving anything feels impossible, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going to break down exactly why that first $500 is so much harder than your next $5,000, and how you can make it happen. Segment 1, the hard reality of the first $500. Here's the thing. That first $500 is psychological warfare. Let me explain. There's this mental barrier your brain builds called loss aversion. Basically, losing $50 feels way worse than gaining $50 feels good. So when you try to save even a small amount, your brain is screaming, hey, that's money you could spend on fun stuff. Look. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that people overvalue short-term rewards by up to 3 times compared to long-term benefits. That's why you might skip saving $20 for your emergency fund. But you'll happily spend $15 on coffee every day. Now, let's talk numbers. Say your goal is $500. If you're making $2,000 a month after taxes, that's 25% of your monthly income. Most people look at that and think, nope, impossible. And here's where most people don't realize. The first $500 isn't really about money. It's about building the habit of saying no to small, meaningless expenses. Think of it as financial push-ups. Your money muscle is weak, so even small savings feel heavy. Let's do a simple example. You save $10 a day. That's $70 a week. $280 a month. 2 months and boom, $560. Sounds doable, right? But here's the kicker, when you start, those first $10 are painful. You see them leave your account and your brain thinks, I'm losing money. Once you pass $500, your brain goes, wait. I can do this. Suddenly, $10 a day feels easy because you've built momentum. Segment 2, why the next $5,000 is easier. This is where it gets really interesting. Once you hit that first $500, the next $5,000 feels different. Why? Because your brain has proof. You've already done it. This is called the progress principle. You're no longer fighting against your own habits. Here's an analogy. The first $500 is like learning to ride a bike. Wobbly, terrifying. Maybe you fall a few times. But once you're comfortable, riding 10 miles is no sweat, and let's look at some math. If you save $500 a month after that initial $500, in 10 months you have $5,500. That's over 10 times easier than trying to shove $500 out of thin air in a month. Momentum is the secret. Most people don't realize that habit beats motivation every time. Segment 3, Common Financial Misconceptions. Now, you might be thinking, Jeff, I don't even make enough to save $500. Look. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not about income. It's about priorities. Let's take a real example. The average American spends about $1,200 per year on coffee. $1,200. If you cut that in half, that's $600. Your first $500 is covered, just from changing one tiny habit, or how about subscriptions? According to a 2022 study, Americans pay on average $47 per month for apps they don't use. That's $564 a year. Again, your first $500 right there. Segment 4, the psychology behind saving. Here's the thing about money, the psychological struggle is often bigger than the financial one. Our brains are wired for instant gratification. We want things now, not later. That's why saving $10 a day feels like torture, but here's a trick, make your money invisible. Set up automatic transfers to a separate account as soon as you get paid. Out of sight, out of mind. Your brain won't protest as loudly. And here's a cool insight, behavioral economists call this the pre-commitment effect. Once you commit in advance, your future self doesn't have to make the hard choice, it's already done. Segment 5, actionable steps to hit your first $500. Alright, here's the actionable part. I want you to do 3 things this month, track every dollar. Seriously, write it down or use an app. You'll see where your money leaks, cut one recurring expense. That subscription, that daily latte, whatever. Redirect it straight to savings, automate your savings. Set up an auto transfer of even $10 a day. Your future self will thank you, do this consistently, and you'll hit $500 faster than you think. And once you do, your next $5,000 won't feel like Everest, it'll feel like a gentle hike in the park. Segment 6, the surprising math of momentum. Here's what most people don't realize, money compounds psychologically too. Every small win gives you confidence, and confidence makes bigger wins easier. Example, first $500 equals painful. Next $1,000 equals manageable. By the time you're at $3,000, you're thinking, wow, I can save. Momentum is your best friend. It's not magic, it's habit, proof, and consistency. And let's be real, people overestimate what they can do in a month, and underestimate what they can do in a year. That's a financial trap. Focus on the long-term wins, not instant results. Segment 7, addressing objections. Now, you might be thinking, Jeff, what if I have debt? What if my bills are too high? What if I literally can't save? Look, I get it. But here's the thing. Even small savings work. $1 a day adds up. $5 a day adds up. The key is starting somewhere. You don't need to hit $500 in a week, you need to start, and here's the kicker, debt and savings aren't mutually exclusive. Even $10 a week toward an emergency fund builds momentum while you chip away at your loans. Segment 8, storytelling reinforcement. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Mike, was barely saving anything. Living paycheck to paycheck. He committed to saving $10 a day. Month 1. Painful. Month 2. Easier. Month 6. He hit $500. By the end of the year, he had $6,000 saved and even started investing. He said to me, Jeff, I didn't think I could do it, but once I hit that first $500, everything changed. That's what happens when you break the mental barrier. The money itself isn't the hard part, it's your brain learning to say no to instant gratification and yes to long-term gain. Segment 9, clear takeaways action steps. So, here's the summary for you. The first $500 is hard because of psychological barriers, not actual money. Momentum makes the next $5,000 significantly easier. Small, consistent habits, like cutting one expense and automating savings, win. Your brain overvalues instant rewards, so make saving invisible. Every small financial win builds confidence and reinforces positive habits. Action steps: pick a realistic daily or weekly saving target, cut one unnecessary expense immediately, automate transfers so your first $500 builds without you thinking, do this consistently, and you'll be shocked at how fast things snowball. Here's the bottom line, that first $500 is hard. Yes. But once you get it, your money mindset shifts, habits strengthen, and everything after becomes so much easier. Don't wait for motivation, start today. Small steps compound faster than you think. If you want more videos breaking down the psychology, math, and actionable strategies behind building real wealth, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's keep growing smarter together. Remember, your financial freedom starts with just one small win. Go get it.